Let's talk about eMMC storage, embedded multimedia cards. These are kind of the lifeline for small board computers. And in front of you, I have a small section. And believe it or not, each one of these is different. And the reason that I wanted to talk about these is that this is the newest one I got. This is the largest. This one is manufactured by OrangePi. This is a 256 gig eMMC storage that can be used on their OrangePi devices. But what I'm hoping is I can use that one with other boards. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about eMMC storage today is the fact that when it comes to small board computers, there's not really a standard yet of, what is what, okay? Especially with like eMMC storage. eMMC storage is incredibly fast, okay? It's kind of like the NVMe for these boards. Your phone has eMMC storage, okay? There are a lot of devices that have it. And used to, it was super expensive, but prices are going down. I actually paid for this one here. This is from Odroid. Whoops, this is 128 gigs. I paid close to $80 for this one. This is a Libra Computer 128 module, and they have two varieties, by the way. They have a version 4 and a version 5. This is a version 5 that was on my Super Renegade board that does not work. Okay, that I'm thinking about using with a Renegade. I got another project I'm going to be working on. This is from Radxa. This is their make, okay? And this one is a 64 gigs, and I paid close to $40. This is from Ameridroid for their Indiedroid Nova, okay? But the reason I'm kind of excited is if you look at the backs, we are almost getting to a point where storage is the same. Now I'm going to pull the Libra out because the Libra one is not the same. But hey, we get it. Okay? And by the way, I just picked up a new 128 and it was $40. Prices on eMMC storage are coming down. But if you look at these, the connectors are pretty much the same. And this is one thing that I've been ranting on for a while, is the fact that there are no standards when it comes to the storage. So now that things are coming standard, we can start using devices to write to these, which will be easy for users to adapt. Right now, what I'm holding here, this is from Radxa, and actually a person on the Discord channel recommended me to get this one. This is, whoops, and I'm sorry, it kind of went out of focus. This is what I had been using, and this is from Odroid, okay? And I've tested all these show up when I plug it to this board, which means I can use Etcher to burn all my image, and it's really nice. Alright, let's stop for a second. I'm going to actually show you guys the bottom of the Indiedroid. Alright, so Ameridroid's Indiedroid Nova and on the back you can see where the eMMC module will go. And what I did was I went ahead and grabbed the Radxa I to show you guys how they both look. Most of these boards that use eMMC also have their SD slots. This right here, this is an SPI, and this actually will tell the Radxa Rock 5A how to boot. But all I have to do, and you want to get you some tools like this so you're not tearing it up, is pop it off. They're very simple. Okay. And then I can put a memory on, storage on there. And normally there's little guides. So you see how this has a little white tip? It's indicating that that's how you place it. Just like if you've ever done PC builds and you put a CPU into the motherboard, there's usually a little indicator which direction it goes. The Indiedroid, same way. But if you notice, the chip is a little bit different. Now, the only thing that's a saving grace is, and I'll move my fingers out of the way, is the connectors are the same. So again, this is a Rock chip, or sorry, Radxa. And if I line it upright, okay. It should, hold on. Sorry about that. I have to line up. It'll line up, but if you notice, it's a different connector. I mean, the connection's different. But if I went and installed an OS on this and booted it up, you would see that the eMMC storage comes up as 64 gigs. So what we're going to do, okay, is we're going to try this 256 gig eMMC module. Okay, there's our short, there's our long connectors. Okay, and I'm going to line it up. The other thing I would recommend, and I'm not wearing one and I really should, is get like a static guard. Okay, had it wrong direction. Actually goes the other way. So I got it on there now, and I'm going to flash, okay, an OS onto this. We're going to run it on the Indiedroid for today, and then I'm going to show you guys a tool that a friend of mine will show who actually makes this eMMC storage and how fast it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this off. And again, this is a great tool. This is in the iFixit bag. Okay. And you just use a little leverage and pop it off and put it over there. Now, so that I don't lose it, I'm going to put back on my SPI onto my Radxa Rock 5A. And as you guys can see, I can use an SD card with this. Now, some devices, when you have eMMC storage, will not recognize this until you do some updates to the BIOS. Good example of that, Raspberry Pi CM4. I got another project where I'm going to show you guys a little bit about that. I've already been called out because I said that the Raspberry Pi CM4s are more for advanced users, and that's because if you did not know that the boot does not look at the SD card, that it looks at the eMMC on the module, it makes it a little bit hard for beginners, because they're going to think, oh, I got a bad board because it's not recognizing my SD card, or I got a bad SD card. I went through 4 SD cards and was amazed that things were going to work. Alright, anyway, we're talking too much. We're going to take this, we're going to load up an OS on this, and then we're going to put it on here, and then we're going to boot it up, okay? And then we should have nice storage space, okay, and something that's super fast. Now, why, Pup, are you so excited, and why are you showing this? Everybody knows what eMMC storage, and you know, all you're doing is rehashing what other content providers out there are doing. The OrangePi eMMC storage is inexpensive. This was 20 bucks. This is cheaper than buying a Samsung Evo SD card. So if this works with this Nova, I'm then going to try it later down the road with this Rock 5. I now have a means to buy storage that's going to be, one, of a good quality, and a very good size, okay? Because remember, guys, essentially this is your hard drive for your small board computer. And let's be honest, this was, if either one of these were 20 bucks, okay, which would you get? The 256 or the 32? Now, there might be something about this that's why they're selling this for 20 bucks, but until we load an OS up on it, we won't know. So let's get an OS on this. Alright, so as you guys saw, I have the 256 gig eMMC module on my USB writing device, and I'm now going to stick it into the PC. In case you did not hear that, that was my PC making the, hey, you have a USB device, okay, and it does show it there, okay. It's saying that we need to format the drive. So, I wonder what's on this. I know when you get a OrangePi, they put Orange OS on it, so I wonder if it has Orange OS, but for now, we'll go ahead and wipe it, and I'm going to use the SD tool that I use. It seems to work the best. There's our module, okay, and just to make sure I'm not going to wipe out anything else, we'll do a quick check, and we'll hit format. Okay, and as you can see, there's our drive. Okay, now this is see real quick. I should have, there's a rock. Okay, TwisterOS for the Odroid Beta 2, and you guys have seen me do the TwisterOS before. So we're gonna hit close on this, close here, here. We're gonna open up Betcher. We're going to hit Flash. We're going to hit the OS. We're going to hit Open. We're going to hit Select. Now, GenSys UFD is what it's showing up as. Okay. So I'm going to hit select on that. Okay. Not sure why it's picking up on my Western Digital NVMe, but I guess I could flash it and destroy the computer, but we don't want to be doing that. So we'll hit select. Now we got a warning because this is larger than what Etcher normally burns an OS with. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and hit flash and let it run. There's our warning. Yes, I'm sure. There's our little prompt so that it gets admin rights to write to the drive. And it should start and write pretty quick because the image is not compressed. As you guys saw, it was showing up as an IMG. And I do that because I found out Etcher will decompress gzips and xzs, but it takes some time, a little bit, for it to uncompress the images. So I found out it's easier if you got the disk space to go ahead and let it unzip. So we're going to let this unzip, and we're going to try to use a little bit of magic here, and hopefully it'll get done. Time goes up and it goes down, so sorry for the quiet. I know you're not supposed to in broadcast any you're not supposed to have silence greater than 30 seconds, but anyway, we're almost done. I know some people like to use Win32 to burn their SDs. Rufus is another one. I've had real good luck with etchers, but there are some people that said that etcher actually causes some issues. So you know, they recommend using other tools. That's kind of why I have a variety of tools. You don't see it on here, but I do have Win32, and it does help me out. The one feature that I do like about a lot of these tools is that you can verify the image so that you're not wasting your time. And that's what we're going to go through now. By the way, while this is running, you can also, believe it or not, and hopefully this won't cause my current image to flake out, but you can also use the Raspberry Pi tool, which is here, to burn images. And we're going to hit no for right now. So you come through, And you can select the custom image from your desktop. You can go into your downloads and you can select your image. Not in, you can select it there, hit open, and then you can do the same thing. Now, all right. So because we destroyed the F drive, it's now showing back up on G. And this, if we take a quick look at Explore. Okay, you will see that it's not showing up. Now, I haven't tried it, but mobile Xterm says it'll read ext partitions, so I'll try to show you guys later down the road how to use it to mount one of these. So now, okay, we got our image. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to boot up from our Indiedroid Nova here in a second, okay? And we will record it booting up. All right, so believe it or not, it's up, it's running, and as you can see, it is saying that it's the Indiedroid Nova. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and log in. And then I'm going to run gpart here in a second. And the reason we're going to do that is we want to show the disk size. Oh, and it's gparted. Okay. And look at that. Wow. Guys, this is thrilling. Okay? This is really thrilling. Now, one of the things I need to do, give me a second. I'm going to pause the video because I need to find the link. But we're going to do some testing now of the actual disk speed. So I'll be right back. All right, so we got the script that we're going to run that'll give us some benchmarks on our little eMMC. And I'm going to go ahead and hit this and run it. And I'll put the URL in there. So we're missing some of the stuff that it needs to run. No biggie, it's going to install it real quick. And this site's pretty phenomenal because people have been writing what the different storages that they're using and the devices. So you should check it out. And I'll put the URL in the descriptions as well so you can see it. Wow, we're really installing some packages. I should have been prepared, but hey, maybe I should start doing live broadcasts and do my little talking and things like that. So hopefully we're almost done. And I'm hoping wherever you are and watching this that the heat's not getting to you. I live in the South in the United States, and right now it's our typical summer where it is like a freaking sauna outside. So, all right, so here we go. It has detected the eMMC. It is now running its scripts. There's the size. Okay. So far, so good. And as you can see, it's doing reads and writes. Okay. And enter a description of your storage. So we're going to put OrangePi eMMC 256 gigabytes. And I'll go ahead and sign my alias. Okay. And right here, we have 250.79 megabytes per second for the disk read. Disk cache was 215. Disk write was 207. And the 4K not sure how to read all this, but let's do this. We're going to go now and we're going to click on this. I'm going to open up the link and see what it shows us. Okay. And bear with me, I'm trying to get my test results up. Not what I wanted to do, but submit will take a couple minutes. Okay, so let's go back over here. And as you can see, a lot of people have been writing these. So let's do a refresh to see if ours show up. Today's the 27th, so the last one here it says was on the 26th, so I'm not seeing it yet. Okay. Still not seeing it. Maybe if we click latest, long term. All right, I'm going to stop here for a second until it shows up, okay? All right. So I stopped the video, and believe it or not, it was a couple days ago. I've been playing around with the script. I actually even took another one of the eMMCs that I bought. I had bought 4 of these and installed it on a Radxa Rock 5A. And again, it worked pretty well over there. But if you notice, I'm on the benchmark page right now. For some odd reason, a lot of the eMMCs are not showing up. I mean, just to kind of show you guys, I tested a while back. Okay. And as you can see, this is back in June. I tested a eMMC on the Indiedroid, and I got pretty good results on it. And I tried to do another results. In fact, believe it or not, this is an Odroid eMMC, and we'll use this one to kind of go in there. Once you run the test, if you kind of want to get your marks, you can click in. And there's my score, 10,978. I'm about 33 or 0.30% under the average. I was very surprised to see that this was made by Kingston, and it goes through and it gives the models. So some nice, read writes, and okay, and it goes through and it gives a lot of detail, and this is what I wanted to show with the OrangePi eMMCs, but for some odd reason, the only eMMC that I see show up, and it's a Samsung eMMC, okay, and we can click back through. Okay, most of these, as you can see, they're, SD cards or NVMe or USB. There's some SATA drives. But if you notice, there are not really a lot. So I was like, okay, let's go over to the remote. Okay, his GitLab. And if you don't know who James Chamber is, go take a look at his website. He's done a lot. In fact, you know what? Let's just do this real quick. He's done a lot for hardware, okay? He's got gaming, Linux, and stuff like that. So if you're needing help or reviews, he's, like I said, he's done a lot, okay? So I was like, okay, so what's going on? Let me go ahead and click into it. So I went in. There's his repo. And for anybody who's new to GitLab or GitHub, actually this is GitHub. This is where you put a lot of your code up there. And being that it's open source, you can post it up there. Other people can clone it, which is a way of copying it down to your local machine, taking it, writing it, and modifying it. So I was like, okay, let me report an issue. Okay, here's my issue. And I just went in there and I stated, hey, I can't run it. But I noticed another person said benchmark results not available on website, and he opened his up a day before. He's running it on an OrangePi, okay? And he ran it on a Raspberry Pi 4, and his stuff's not showing up. So I'm hoping, James, if you probably don't even know who the heck TerrorPUP is, but I hope that you see my comments and you see this gentleman's comments and you come back and fix it, because it would be really nice. But I want to show you guys one last thing, and we're going to wrap this video up. For the price, again, I bought this back in the middle of June when it first popped up. And as you can see, it's essentially, we'll round it up, close to 20 bucks. $23 with shipping. And if you go look on Amazon, it's 26 bucks. And I'll try to find an Amazon link up here. So, so far I've had, knock on wood, good luck with Aliexpress. But again, this is one of the first 256 gig eMMC modules, and the whole fact that it's inexpensive. You don't believe me? I don't want vendors getting upset, because I am trying to show more stuff on my site, okay? But go out there and take a look. But so far the price is, it's definitely worth the cost. Now the only thing I really do need to do, and I still need to plug it up, is I really need to see if OrangeOS is pre-installed on these eMMCs, and I may do another little video, because I have an OrangePi 5 Plus, and it would be perfect to put that on there. In fact, I don't want to show my desktop right now, because it is filthy as all get out, but I've been running it, and I'm actually running it off of a SD card, so it'd be nice to install one of these little eMMCs and see if it boots up without my SD card. So I may do that in a following video. And again, when I do that video, it's going to be kind of funny because I have a Radxa M.2 PCI E-key wireless that I'm using in there that's been working great. Okay, so we'll definitely show that. Okay, but hey guys, again, for the price, if you have an Indiedroid Nova, a Radxa board, again, I ran mine on a 5A, so it should work on any of them. The OrangePi's, as long as it's got back, and let's go back because this is a great illustration. As long as it's got the setup like this, okay, it should work. I mean, again, not had any problems with it. The little tool that I bought off of Alt China to write and read with this device, I would recommend it, and I'll put a link into the video. You should be pretty set. And again, this is super fast storage, so you can go through and be able to utilize it. Yeah, I know some will probably be saying, but oh, I could just use an NVMe. Well, NVMe's are great. On the OrangePi 5, you know, you can put it on the bottom, but if you want something smaller, like the Radxa Rock 5A is a Pi 4 format, so if you don't want to have something sticking out, or you want to get a nice little secure case and have it on there, again, these little eMMCs are great. They're fast. Remember, this is the same stuff that's pretty much in your cell phones. Okay, so I would definitely give it a shot. 23 bucks, 26 bucks, depending on where you buy it. It's a phenomenal little buy. This is a TerrorPUP, aka Chuck Payne, and I'd like to wish everybody peace until the next video. Thank you, and be awesome.